Morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Morning Heart Devotion. To start off, let's offer a greeting about our heavenly parents and true parents. 천진 참부모님께 겸배 바로. Now, to lead us through the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan Stevens. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Reverend David Rendell.
Dear Heavenly Parents, thank you for this beautiful new day and an opportunity to live during this golden age together with our true parents. You've shown us the purpose of our lives and how to love you and each other as your true sons and daughters. Please bless our true father today in the spiritual world and our true mother as she guides your providence on earth. Thank you, Heavenly Parents, for educating us through our beloved Dr. Yong in this daily morning devotion. Our hearts, minds, and spirits are gaining new life every day. Dr. Yong is leading us in restoring America through dedicated study of the divine principle and bringing new members into our church, centered on our true mother. Please bless our leaders and all blessed families as we strive to fulfill our responsibilities. Heavenly Parent, we love you and are dedicated to building the heavenly kingdom step by step every day. I offer this report in my name, David Rendell, a blessed central family. Aju.
Wow, David Rendell. Your prayer is a little bit short, but very powerful, meaningful. Wow, kind of one of the standard. Thank you so much, David Rendell.
Thank you.
And you came to New York and we are meeting every day. I'm really happy, very, very much happy to meet you. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you, Rendell, for opening us up with such a beautiful, concise, and to the point prayer. Appreciate it. Okay, Princess, we're going to jump straight into our gratitude sharing. So let's take the next few minutes, I believe 7 minutes, thinking about and sharing what we're grateful for this morning. If you are alone, just take this time to reflect by yourself. We'll see you all shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful sharing in your breakout. See a little bit of some smiles all around on this page. First, I'd like to call on Mimi Yukawa to share with us. She got cut off at the end, but just to share publicly with us her gratitude points.
Good morning. I would so appreciate true parent. When I was young, I could meet true parent, and I got this true of truth, true and love, and that's my treasure. But not only my treasure, but for my ancestor and for my descendant. Yesterday I was a little bit sick. My son cooked dinner for me. That's my appreciation.
Okay, go to your husband.
Okay.
Henry?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm my son is really filial son, but I'm as Dr. Yong told me yesterday. Really, I treat my son is just my own son. Just, but now really I have to go back to the particular to the second son, to filial piety to my son. Really, really didn't know the value of my second son. He's something. Really, I was looking at some program, but no, not point out. So really appreciate his honesty and his purity, and really I want to bring up more. Really, I'm very sorry to my son. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Filial piety multiply filial piety. So filial piety comes from father and mother. So you are the one who practice that kind of life of filial piety, and your children inherit from you. Thank you so much. That's why Mimi-san really appreciate and so much touching her experience when she was sick, and then a child cooked for her. That kind of really relationship between parents and child is so precious. Thank you for your sharing. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Henry and Mimi-san. All right, next I'd like to call on Lee Whitby to share with us her gratitude points this morning.
Oh, hi, good morning, brothers and sisters. What I was sharing with Mihan was I'm grateful for when I have a day off, because I'm doing the interaction. I can meet brothers and sisters. And also with the morning devotion, with this new initiation of Dr. Yang about reading the ADP 1 hour lecture. I really appreciate that. I'm reading the one together also with my kids. And with the life testimony, we can learn and inspired and have some idea how to approach one-on-one with people, because I work at college campus at Bard College, so they have a lot of students. So I can also apply what I learned from the wife of Joshua. So yeah, I'm grateful for the morning devotion, Dr. Yang.
Yeah.
About the filial piety. So I have to be filial to my children too.
Yeah, you got it. Salamat po.
Yes. Salamat po. Thank you
so much. Leave it be. Salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Lee. On my screen, you're right next to Wasana. You look like siblings for some reason. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to jump straight into our main message for today. So let's prepare our hearts, prepare our minds to receive from our Continental Director, Dr. Chunshik Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and members for peace. 안녕하십니까? I truly long for you. Wow, I wanted to see you, each one of you, in person someday. Yesterday, there was a UTS 46 commencement ceremony at the 43rd Street. So really, after COVID-19, I think this kind of the commencement ceremony was really beautiful. Really, I can see such bright faces and all the professors and all the graduates. I really appreciate from bottom of my heart. I gave a commencement remarks, and Bishop Munib Yunan, who is a laureate of 2020 Sonak Peace Prize, and Katie Rigny, who is the chair of UPF Africa, received the honorary doctorate. At the UTS graduation ceremony yesterday, and Dr. Ward is back, and Dr. Ward, she takes over as the new president. During that time, a heartfelt thank you to President Dr. Ward. I really appreciate him. I not easy to see such kind of really sincere man. I think whenever I see Dr. Ward, he's like a, how to say, Mr. Sincerity, Dr. Sincerity. I really appreciate him, his effort. I hope he can put more his heart to concentrate for, each one of our students in UTS, even though he stepped down. And also really congratulations to a new, president of UTS, Dr. Walsh. I hope we can more develop, we can communicate more. How can we improve our UTS? Congratulations on your graduations. I saw many brothers and sisters. And also really, I appreciate all the staff and professors, those who prepared very well. This 46, beautiful graduation ceremony. Let's study Mother's Word.
A place where true parents' love is experienced. True Father said that a person needs the necessities of life in order to live. Therefore, eating is important. Between the late 1970s and early 1980s, while Father was tuna fishing for the Maritime Providence in Gloucester, Father thought of running a distribution industry, such as a grocery store chain, like the ones in Korea. He set up one person who was in charge of carrying this out, but that person could not fulfill his or her responsibility. I reflected on it a lot at the time. Aside from the Champyeong Great Works, two big events are held twice a year in Champyeong, Korea. People around the world gather for those events. Eating, therefore, is essential. In addition, the weather around Foundation Day is cold. Being colder than Seoul, warm food is needed. Hence, I thought of ways I could improve this situation. I thought it would be good to have Heaven G Burger and looked into it. There is a lot of space that can be used in Champyeong. It isn't as big as Father had envisioned, but I want to create an environment where people at the training can conveniently buy whatever they need. The future that I am envisioning for all of us is for Champyeong to truly develop into a holy ground with an environment that doesn't lack in any aspect, a place where you can find everything you need. That will be a small beginning. I want to make this holy ground into a place all people of the world would like to visit, a place where they would like to live. It should be a place they so eagerly want to see that they will have to come a few times a year. One by one, I will accomplish the things Father envisioned for this place. Therefore, I plan to make it into a site where not only members, but also all people around the world can feel and experience parents' love.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Yeah, this is the Heavenly Burger building. I think most of them already know. Have you tasted Heavenly Burger? Yeah, I also, go there very often. tastes very good, but this is too expensive to me. But anyway, Mother really encourages us to go more often. The future that from Mother is envisioning for all of us is for Chongpyeong to truly develop into holy ground with an environment that doesn't lack in any aspect, a place where you can find everything you need. Many people enjoy eating the heaven Chi burger. What does Chi means? Maybe God, heaven God burger, heavenly burger. Living divine principle, the indirect dominion, and the human portion of responsibility. Let's study.
Reason for human responsibility. God endowed human beings with a portion of responsibility for the following reason. By fulfilling their given portion of responsibility, with which even God does not interfere, human beings are meant to inherit the creative nature of God and participate in God's great work of creation. God intends human beings to earn ownership and become worthy to rule over the creation as creators in their own right, just as God governs over them as their creator. This is the principal difference between human beings and the rest of creation. The human portion of responsibility and Satan. Satan is following you around. You need to keep that in mind. You walk around with Satan stuck to you. I am up to a level where Satan cannot accuse me no matter where I go. That is the difference. Even if I enter Satan's nest, I am not like them. Even if I hold their hands and dance with them, I am different. The purpose for me dancing with them is to save them. Satan cannot accuse me no matter where I go. Have you become like that? Unless you complete the human portion of responsibility, Satan can follow you anywhere.
Yeah. As long as we fallen human beings are not united in mind and body, Satan always follows us around. However, true parents are in a position where Satan cannot accuse them, no matter where they go. Even if they go to Satan's nest, Satan cannot accuse them. It is because they are in a position where they have subjugated Satan and united their mind and body. So even if they go to Satan's nest, they do to save lives. Therefore, wherever we go, Satan will follow all the time us, as long as we do not complete our human portion of responsibility. That's why, my brothers and sisters, we are fallen people. Always need to think, say where there is a God and there is a Satan as well. That's why always, how can we fulfill our portion of responsibility? Then nothing dealing with Satan. We need to be that kind of people, right? So we are still under God's indirect dominion, and our main job is to fulfill our portion of responsibility. So still, I could not fulfill my portion of responsibility. We need to know that Satan can attack any time. That's why always we need to remind about that. And next.
Self-centered thought and concept of possession. You should not have self-centered thoughts. Satan takes dominion over you if you do. Self-centered thought is Satan's magic, presented as a way to destroy the heavenly kingdom and the world of conscience. Second is the concept of possession. Before I can have possessions, there must be God's possessions, my parents' possessions, and my siblings' possessions. We need this type of concept. Self-centered thought and the concept of possession make people evil and make them go to hell.
Yeah. As long as the pronoun I, or me, I I is attached. I is attached to myself. Satan controls everything there. Everything in Satan begins with me and ends with me. Man's portion of responsibility is whether he expels Satan from his heart. Satan always has a concept of possession centered on my own self. Always Satan is saying that, my children, my siblings, my parents, my property, my things, etc. Heavenly people's concept of possession is to treat everything as heavens, as God's, as public. We need to have this kind of concept and attitude. Satan always begins from my own self, but God is different. Those who are love God, those who are belong to God, their concept is my property is God's property, and His property is my property. Always think about the public things first. Always think God first. We need to know about that. That's why I really reflect on myself. How am I? Regarding my property, even my small property, my children, everything. One guy shared that after hearing the morning devotion, especially when I talk about the give and take action and give and forget, how can I give more? And after hearing this kind of the guidance, he think that Heavenly Father, I was born with empty hand. And then, what I'm doing, and even create some, money, and then I have some property, whatever. When I die, and I want to give back to God everything, I don't want to remain any single penny in my pocket. I want to die as the most poorest guy. Wow, when I hear that kind of testimony, it is really, really beautiful. That kind of the mindset and that kind of the attitude. No need to worry, how can I give something about the house or some small property to my children. I think no need to think much about that issue. Really, how let our children inherit clear mindset about the, public mindset. This is very, very important. Children need to inherit that kind of parental heart. So really, my parents are always thinking that my belonging, my possessions, let's offer God first. Then children can learn and inherit from the parents. Today's youth ministry are a life of cultivating filial piety. Let's study.
A life of cultivating filial piety. The relationship between the subject and object is successful if both deny themselves and serve each other. After we meet Jesus, myself must die and live as Jesus. When you meet true parents, you must deny yourself and live as true parents. Is salvation not guaranteed if we want to live as Jesus and true parents? We are willing to die and be artistically and absolutely filial to them? Why do you assert yourself after meeting Jesus? Why do you assert yourself only after meeting true parents? In principle, this is a very valid statement, but the fact is, we all live centered on ourselves. Therefore, God worries about us. We agree that we must deny ourselves. But when I live alone, I always become a horizontal person and lose my center.
Yes. To deny oneself is to first treat myself as God's. The next step is not to think of the other person as just another person, but to treat them as a child of God. in the relationship between the subject and object, and self-denial of each person is the beginning of the life of faith. Another meaning of self-denial is to crucify. Crucify me with my fallen nature. That's why, since we meet true parents, since we know divine principle, completely need to deny ourselves. Self-denial means what? Just now I'm talking about. Self-denial means to crucify me. Crucify me with all my fallen nature. How can I crucify with this kind of terrible fallen nature? That's why since we meet Jesus, since we meet God, and then really just unite with them and completely deny ourselves and completely crucify me with my fallen nature. After we meet Jesus, I myself must die and live as Jesus. That's why the Bible says, one who prepared to die, you can live. One who prepared to live, and you will die. I must crucify. I myself must die and live as Jesus. When you meet true parents, you must die and live as true parents. I met Jesus or true parents. I had not met the able of heart, so I live a life centered on myself. However, after meeting Jesus, after meeting true parents, I no longer need to assert myself. Only the responsibility of the absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience with the filial piety before God and true parents remain, right? Before meeting Jesus and then true parents, okay, we do not know what is the principle, and then, we have no idea how to do it. However, we already met true parents. We already met Jesus. We accept them. They are our Savior. Therefore, I myself must die. Now I'm talking about the physically die. I must die. Now Kim Il-sung say, "Oh, Dr. Yong, do not use, please, kill yourself." That is kind of many people misunderstand. But Korean word meaning kill myself means killing my fallen nature. Crucify, myself with my fallen nature completely. Then this is the way I can live as Jesus. This is the only way I can live, with true parents. Next.
Even God cannot do anything about self-centered fallen nature. I must fix my fallen nature. If you discover your inherent fallen nature, you must declare war and fight it and win. You must feel, hey, this fallen nature is me. I am the one who really needs to win over this. How pleased would God feel if you knew how to lead a life of faith like this? God cannot interfere with the human portion of responsibility. That is humans' responsibility. When I try to relate horizontally, when I feel a horizontally displeased heart, a horizontally sad heart, and horizontally feel the physical body's sexual desire, I must push them all out with vertical love and filial piety. It is easy to win if you have filial piety.
Yes. No matter how much God loves human beings, he cannot remove our fallen nature. If God could intervene in humans' fallen nature, his providence of restoration and did not need to be extended for a long time. It is one's portion of responsibility to get rid of the self-centered fallen nature. What we can know from the principle is that when humans set up bad condition, they go to Satan's side. On the other hand, when we set up good condition, God can create a relative standard with us. Therefore, I must fix my own fallen nature. I really need to crucify my fallen nature. Crucify my fallen nature. My evil sexual desire, I need to crucify. Chapter 2 thinking, fornication, I completely crucify and live as Jesus, live as true parents. In our life of faith, every morning before we go to the work, we have to declare war before Satan. If we go to the work every morning without determining to fight evil, our fallen nature becomes the subject and Satan controls us. So now, after we are morning, after we are having breakfast, everybody go to the mission field. Then how about? You need to deal with the secular war, right? That's why before going out from your home without strong determination, your whole day subjugated by Satan. Satan control you. That's why you need to every morning have the determination. I need to win. I need to win. I need to win. You don't have that kind of serious determination. Satan subjugate whole day. That's why we realize that. We realize that really there is God, there is Satan as well. That's why I think really without this kind of clear education, just only eat breakfast and go without any kind of preparation and determination to fight evil, you surely will lose and come back so tired, subjugated by Satan, so tired. Then finally, at the end, you lose in faith. You losing God and using your faith and losing true parents. And your life of faith very much shaking. The secret for humans to get rid of their fallen nature is to thoroughly deny themselves and overcome everything with Yong. Yong means I belong to parents. I belong to God. I am not mine. This kind of attitude or heart of the Yong, as long as you have that kind of attitude of the Yong, oh my goodness, you can overcome everything. Since the Yong always thinks of their parents first before they act. If you have Yong towards your parents, Satan will run away quickly. We can overcome all our fallen nature and our wrong habits only through filial piety. Oh, I belong to God. I am child of God. How can I think like that? If I think like that, how about God? What does He think about me? When you reflect on, centering on God's thinking, that's why the attitude of the Yong very, very important. To not treat myself as my own. Treat myself God's belonging. True parents belonging. My body is not mine. My body is God's body. So how come as a son of God, as a daughter of God, how can I think like that? How can I treat people like that? You can reflect all the time, centering on heart of the filial piety. Next.
You must find out what filial piety is in your heart and develop it. If you can't overcome your own stubbornness, you will be misfortunate and become a pitiful person. Those who cannot subjugate themselves become pitiful. After marriage, a woman must believe that she is 100% her husband's and obey him in order to be loved. Her husband must also consider himself to be his wife's and absolutely obey and serve his wife. When a couple asserts themselves to each other, they become unhappy. How do you make your husband happy? How do you make your wife happy? Most of the women and men who are unhappy after marriage make the other person sad and hurt their heart.
Yeah. Before marriage, you must believe that you are 100% ables and obey able. However, after marriage, a woman should consider herself 100% her husband's and absolutely obey him. Then she will discover God. A man must believe that he belongs to his wife 100% and obey her in order to discover God. If anyone absolutely deny himself and try to serve each other with filial piety, he will inevitably meet God through the other person, my brothers and sisters. Just now, one couple joined my breakout session. He's saying that he every day and go to the Hudson River and shouting, I love my wife. I love my wife. That means until now he could not love his wife, right? But I really appreciate that kind of like an initiation. I really want to love my wife. I belong to my wife. I belong to my husband. I need to serve my husband like that. I really, as a husband and wife, have that kind of the mindset. And even though we are struggling with our fallen nature, really not easy to love each other, but that kind of the initiation, determination, and then declare to God, declare to the ocean, I need to love my wife. I need to love my husband. Beautiful, isn't it? Very, very beautiful. When a couple asserts themselves to each other and conflict arise, and they become unhappy. After a woman and a man get married, most people who are unhappy make the other person and sad and trouble their heart. Why comfort each other as husband and wife? Main reason, do not deny each other. Do not deny each other. I'm the subject. You follow me. Always this kind of concept, I'm the subject. I'm the subject. You listen to me. That's why in outside world, there is no solution because of no principle. No principle as long as you assert yourself. There is no solution. And finally divorce and separate each other. Oh my God, but Jesus teaches us. What does self-denial means? True parents teach us very clearly. Self-denial means what? I treat other person God's belonging. I treat myself as God's belonging. It is really beautiful guidance by Jesus, our beloved and the beloved true parents. Next.
Husbands as husbands and wives as wives should know how to offer devotion for each other and please each other. When a couple practices filial piety for each other, they will meet God. Satan can never enter the position where a married couple serves with a heart of filial piety. Satan cannot enter in the presence of those who are filial to God vertically.
Yes, thank you, Heavenly Honey. If husbands, If husband as husbands and wives as wives offer 정성 for each other and show filial piety to each other, then they are bound to meet God. They can create joy for each other. The reason couples struggle with each other is that they put themselves first. When a couple practices filial piety for each other, they can meet God and build a happy family. So treat each other as a husband and wife, centering a filial piety. That means what? Even though the concept of the filial piety, we are using this word of the filial piety. I love my father and mother more than anything else. But when as a couple, and then meet each other as a husband and wife, you do not think about horizontal way, vertical way. When you're dealing with your spouse as a horizontal way, then there is no solution. But that's why true parents teach us, even though husband and wife has a horizontal relationship, but when you love your husband, when you love your wife, you need to have the vertical concept. Vertical concept means what? I love my wife as God, vertical. I love my wife as God, vertical concept. Filial piety, vertical concept. So that's why I treat my husband as my father. I treat my wife as my mother. Vertical concept that we're calling filial piety. This is very important. But when you give and take, no matter how much you give and take very well horizontally, there is no solution. That's why we need to treat each other as a couple, centering on vertical concept, which is the concept of the filial piety. Satan can never enter the position where a married couple serves with a heart of filial piety. Right? Beautiful. Even though I repeat same things again and again, the importance of the filial piety. Very important, my brothers and sisters. Even though we listen a lot, we do not practice this principle. That means I do not know. I do not know. Even though you listen to divine principle so many times, but you do not practice and you do not change yet, that means you do not know divine principle, right? That's why I need to repeat again and again and again, same things. Very important, as the husband and wife, using the concept of the filial piety. Thank you very much. God bless you. And the next one is a living testimony. I think our MC properly introduced today's living testimony. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Yong, for such an inspiring message today. Francis, we're going to jump straight into our living testimony. And this week, actually today, we have from Clifton, New Jersey, Satsuki Jimbo. Satsuki Jimbo, if you could please unmute and share with us.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. And thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for your Johnson. So my testimony is small things and not victory for witnessing. Yeah, before witnessing. So yeah, I'm gonna read. I know I need to make spiritual children, and also I wanted to make spiritual children, but I was struggling to do witnessing for a long time. Then I needed to take another step. Then I know there is a material for witnessing. Then spiritual world is waiting for me to do. Language is not necessary. Just need the Johnson. Then in the Dr. Yong's inauguration dedication, I didn't understand Dr. Yong's Korean prayer, but still my tears came out. So I felt, oh, this is Johnson power. Then one day I found my lacking confidence in myself. Then I started to think, how can I get more confidence? I understand, be prepared well. A lot of Johnson go to witness with winner to inherit, but it seems didn't work for me. So I just keep reading the 1 hour DP lecture. Then May 19th was my birthday. So everybody sent me happy birthday message. So then before I just felt, oh, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, like that. but this time was completely different. I really felt thank you from the bottom of my heart. And same time, I felt thank you, God. Then, same day, there was a Japanese Kodan meeting. Dr. Yong gives us speech. Yeah, as usual, we have a reflection after speech, right? So I was selected to give reflection. Then my Kodan leader, Yoko-san, called me, but I said, no, thank you, really. I'm okay. I'm not ready yet. I can't give any good reflection. Maybe I will be nervous and I will not remember what was the Dr. Young's speech. I didn't have a confidence. But when I know our Kodan leader, our Abe, who connected with Dr. Yong to Mother God, Mr. and Mrs. Inose recommended me because of my birthday. So, wow, are they sure or are they crazy? I thought so, but same time, they have a big challenge. So, okay, I will take that challenge too. Then finally I said yes. Then I hung up the phone and I felt my lack of confidence and nervous disappeared. So I cooked dinner super quickly and then prepared for the meeting. Then really, the word is coming in my mind. The word was Johnson. Even I wrote down CAP testimony and Dr. Young's speech as much as possible. The word Johnson fully in my mind. So after meeting, I could connect everything. I found I found I have a lack of my confidence. Then when I took Kodan leader, my Abel, Mr. and Mrs. Inose's challenge, like trust in, my lack of confidence disappeared. So now, Dr. Young, my big boss, my big Abel, who is connecting with true mother to father, and God says, get out, you can do it. Trust in God. So, okay, I will take this challenge. I will trust in because Dr. Young said, you can do it. So when I thought so, my lack of confidence for witnessing disappeared. So I was finally able to take another step. Then, yesterday I went to witnessing with two sisters. We could meet one person. His answer was almost, I don't know, but he thinks God exists and he wanted to know what is the purpose of life. Then, he said he will come tonight. So, we will see. That's all.
Wow. Thank you, Jimbo-san, Satsuki-san, so inspiring. And I really appreciate your beautiful determination whenever you feel lack of confidence and then you have that kind of put your effort. And Jong-sung, today I'm going to deliver a very important message. How can you have confidence, and also how can and receive answer from your prayer, and then how can you break through to the spiritual children? I think today is someone helping you very much how to have more confidence and how can you break through to the spiritual children. Thank you so much, Satsuki, Jimbo-san. 감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you so much, Satsuki-san, for sharing with us your testimony of transformation in a sense. Thank you for sharing. And of course, for Dr. Young, you've been talking about denying yourself for so long, but it never gets boring. It's always so interesting and a new spin on it. So I appreciate you sharing this morning. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to jump straight into our breakout reflection sharing. So just take a moment to think about what you learned from today's morning devotion, what inspired you, and take this opportunity to inspire someone else. So we'll see each other in about 7 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful, inspiring session with whoever you were paired up in your breakout with. I had the opportunity to be with Roger Weatherall and Libuhang Motapo, quite lively bunch there. But I'd like to first invite up Raja, who's, I believe, tuning in from India, to share with us his reflection from today's morning devotion.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all again.
Hey, Roger, how are you?
Good, thank you. Yes, I'm here with.
I met your son, and then your son much handsome than you.
Oh, I know. Isn't that crazy? He gets it from my wife. Yeah. So anyway, I'm in business. I'm here in Mumbai, India at the moment.
Oh, you are in Mumbai?
I'm in Mumbai, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My company sent me here to train some of the members of our company. So I'm here for 2 weeks. But it's a very interesting experience. Wherever I go, I always think, how can I bring a true parent's spirit, true parent's teaching, and talk to people? But, the Hindu spirit world is very tough to break through. So
I know India very well because I was in India, so I know very well. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So this morning, I was in Chennai this morning, and I flew back to Mumbai.
All right.
So when I got in the taxi, I started talking with the taxi driver to take me to the airport. And so my wife had told me that in Chennai, there is the tomb of St. Thomas. St. Thomas was the apostle who doubted Jesus after he died, right?
Right.
But after he died, they say he came and he visited India, and he actually was martyred in Chennai. He died there and they buried him. So he said, we have time. I'll take you to this place. So he took me to the tomb and he showed me all of the place where this man would pray, and he prayed for 12 years in this place, in a cave in the ground, And I thought, such incredible dedication these people had, such incredible spirit of Chongsong, But I was then able to tell him a little bit about what I'm doing and about the church and everything. So I feel wherever we go, we have the opportunity to testify to God and true parents.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roger. You have the spirit of the witnessing. Wow. So when you talking about India, I really, I really miss India. You can have all kinds of experience in India. Anyway, I hope you have a good time. Thank you so much, Roger.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing with us, Uncle Raja. That's one way to make morning devotion international. Just have our members go all around the world. All right, next I'd like to call on Libuhang Motapo. Libuhang Motapo to share with us her reflection from today's morning devotion from Atlanta, Georgia. Not Atlanta.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Yong, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Respect, I thought you'd call somebody else since you were already in our group. Yeah, today I was reflecting on what Dr. Yong was saying, and I realized that throughout my life, I have this sense of filial piety towards people, and it helped me. Brother Roger was talking about how he's in India, and I was telling him when I moved to New York City, I met an Indian sister in our church, and she was telling me how difficult India is. And she had a situation where she was isolated from the world and the church. So I helped her and she reconnected. And once she reconnected, she was telling me how South Africa and India are connected. And she told me that Mahatma Gandhi used to be a racist guy who was so brutal. He was a lawyer by profession. And then he went to South Africa and they humbled him into the man he became, the worldwide known Mahatma Gandhi. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting. So I was sharing with them about that. And I don't know how to say this, but when Dr. Yong was talking about filial piety between husband and wife, I was a I don't want to use the word celebrity, but I was a very well-known person politically and otherwise when I was at home. And after getting blessed, I gave up everything to focus on the church. And then I got blessed and I was serving my husband and loving him. But somehow it's like for him, that wasn't enough. And I remember one of his last words, he left, he's somewhere in Las Vegas now. One of his last words was, "Why are you so patriotic? Why always about your country? Why can't you be like true mother? Just be there and be quiet." Now I was like, wow, that's how he looks at true mother. So he clearly doesn't know the principle. But anyway, yeah, that's my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Motapo Reboang, for your sharing. 감사합니다. Where do you live, by the way?
Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The coastal empire.
Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Libohang, for sharing. I think we're moving Indian spirit world today with a lot of Indian reflections. All right, on to our announcements for today. If you are inspired, if you'd like to share this message, feel free to share it by going to edu.familyfed.org. That's where we have everything morning devotion related. You can also just take them to Family Fed on Facebook or on YouTube to be able to catch up on all the episodes that they missed, or direct them to a specific episode you think will change your lives. And on the other announcement in the chat, you will see a link to donate. So if you'd like to support this ministry, feel free to click that link, donate, and be on our way to supporting the continuation of morning devotion. And also, if you would like to offer a prayer or a song, and we need people to offer songs and prayers to add on to this experience, please feel free to email Tal. Tal is, the email is tzor@unification.org. That's in the chat here, TZORER@unification.org. And finally, tonight, some of you may or may not know, but it's the 60th day of all things, and also the 68th anniversary of the founding of Family Federation, HSA UWC. And news just in that there is not going to be a public live stream, only through the two-way participation. That means that if you really want to watch it, you have to register, but the requirement is you need an offering table. You need an offering table. And so if you can prepare an offering table and you'd like to be a part of it and watch it, be part of the two-way with Korea, the link is in the chat. If you're watching online, sorry, but if you're in the Zoom room, you got the opportunity, you get dibs on it. Just enter your name, then you'll receive a link to be able to be a part of this interaction tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And with that, we're going to go on to our musical offering. Today is quite exciting. We hear from her older sister all the time, but it's an opportunity to hear from a younger sister, Winnie Kilalu. Winnie Kilalu, if you please unmute and share with us your song for today.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Young. Thank you for today's message. So today I'll be singing Captured by Isla Worship. And basically it's about getting captured through, the most amazing love in the world, which is God's love and Jesus' love. So I've prepared a recording and I hope you guys enjoy. Makes my question grow too long, and I feel that I run far. My memory fails me right. I get enslaved to my own mind. Forgetfulness of your grace drags me around for miles until I see the corner of your smile. You were good to me before I knew your name. Your grace freed me from my selfish pain. I was lost and I felt the need for you. How could I ever leave? 'Cause you've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. 'Cause you've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. I fall so short from what I can achieve. Start to agree with what I don't believe. My sensory fails the truth as I disremember who I am in you. Forgetfulness of your grace drags me around for miles until I see the corner of your smile. You were good to me before I knew your name. Your grace freed me from my selfish pain. I was lost and I felt the need for you. How could I ever leave? 'Cause you've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. You've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. Oh, Jesus, you've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. You've captured my heart in ways I didn't know I could be captured. Oh, oh, oh. And how could I ever leave? How could I ever leave? How could I ever leave? You've been kind. I'll stay right here. You.
Wow, thank you so much, Winnie Kellaru. You captured my heart. This is a really beautiful offering song for our Sunday. Wow, thank you so much for your beautiful voice. 감사합니다, Winnie.
Yeah, thank you so much, Winnie. That was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us. It runs in the family. We'd like to hear from you more and more as the day goes by. All right, brothers and sisters, and to close us out in prayer, I'd like to ask Bruce Burns. Bruce Burns, if you please unmute and close us out in prayer. I see you standing in the back there.
Heavenly Parent, you love us so much. I pray we can always return it. I'm grateful for a great leader who wants to do it. I pray we can follow and do it. Not just words, but follow with our actions. If we can realize everything that's given to us each day, young or old, life is so incredible, an incredible gift. Our true parents have taught us to live it in a greater and a better way. We pray we can serve you, our Heavenly Parent. I pray to serve you, our true parents, because you are always willing to sacrifice yourselves. My church has given everything to me in my life, and I always want to give back. I'm grateful. I thank you. I pray our name, Bruce Yoko Burns, bless Central Family Aju.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Burns. Mr. Yoko Burns, thank you so much. Yeah, our life is incredible. We met God, we met true parents, we met beautiful brothers and sisters. So, Mr. Burns, I can see you very soon in Clifton Church, right? Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, Uncle Burns, for closing us out with such a beautiful, passionate prayer. All right, brothers and sisters, this about wraps up today's morning devotion. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.
Okay, happy Sunday.